Hello everybody, Wolfix here, and welcome to a new series that I'm going to be trying out, which is Will It Game? So in front of me here, I have this lovely HP NV15 with a Intel Core i7 4720 HQ, and today we're going to be seeing if it can game. Now, I had this idea, and because I have quite the collection of old computers, which hopefully I will show off throughout this series, then I decided that I was going to start doing this. So this system has, like I mentioned, an i7 4720 HQ. It has 8 gigabytes of memory, DDR3 to be specific. It has 500 gigabytes of WD Blue SSD storage, and it has no discrete graphics card. It just has the integrated Intel graphics. So I have a wide selection of games over here on the side, which you can see, which is Mini Motorways, Snakey Bus, Half-Life, Portal 2, Spin Tires Mudrunner, Purple Space Program, Subnautica, Elite Dangerous, and BeamNG Drive. Now, the goal of this was not necessarily to see if you should go out and buy this laptop to play games on it, but more rather to see how well it can game at all, if in theory, if you had one laying around, if you could game on it. And then go from there. Now, this is not going to be a very scientific test, I might add. It is going to be very rudimentary, and it's not going to be the most efficient testing method. So we are going to start off with what I think is going to be the least intense game, which is Mini Motorways, which is a game that I personally enjoy. It is a fairly small game with minimal requirements, which I will. And if we go into the options here, we're going to go to display, and basically this is all you get. You can choose your anti-aliasing, your resolution, and that's basically it. And so we can go back out of here and we can head into the game to see its performance. Now, the anti-aliasing goes all the way up to 8 frames per second, or not 8 frames per second, 8x anti-aliasing on Mini Motorways, if I remember correctly. Now, actually, let me just enable the Steam FPS counter real quick. There we are. Now you can see in the top left we have our FPS counter up there. So we're gonna start off. We're just gonna go on Los Angeles here, and we're going to play in normal mode, or I guess classic, and we're just gonna see its general performance with this, because yeah, it should. With this game, I can run it on one of my other laptops, which hopefully I will be able to make a video with that one as well at some point. But I can run it on there, and so that's why I'm not too concerned about on how easily it can run. And as you can see, like, we're running at 23 FPS, which we are running at 1080p. So if I were to go in here, because we don't need to be running it at 1080p on this laptop, if I go in here and set it to, that's not 16 by 9. I don't know my 16 by 9 resolutions, okay? Don't hate me. There we go. And if I turn anti-aliasing off, you can see already we're getting 45 FPS as compared to what we were getting before, which is much faster than what we were getting before. So overall, Mini Motorways, not that bad. I would have preferred to be able to test it with something a little bit more powerful. Let me see if I actually have another game that I can use. Yes, see Lisbon here. So I could try out this game, which has a lot more traffic, and so I can see if it's going to put more strain on the hardware, but we're still getting 40 FPS. 42-ish. So not too bad, actually. I think overall, in Mini Motorways, I was not expecting to do this one for very long because it's not a very intensive game, as you can see. It runs fairly well. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next game, which is Snakey Bus. Alright, so we're loading into the single player mode right now, because I don't particularly feel like going into multiplayer. So, and we can see we're getting 5 FPS, and this is one that I haven't touched the frame rate on yet. So we're gonna change that to 60 on our FPS cap, and we're gonna change that to fast graphics. And we're gonna lower the resolution down, which is probably gonna do the most. And I can set it to windowed mode as well, and then shrink it down. And we can get a higher FPS count that way, which we can see is now sitting at like 30 FPS, but to make it as a not as painful viewing experience, we're gonna actually bump that up a little bit, or just make that a little bit bigger, and we're gonna go to Paris, how about? Yeah, so we're getting 13 FPS loaded into the game and actually running it, and oh boy, this is something else. Oh man. Oh boy. I love pushing my less fortunate, shall we say, hardware for this exact reason, because oh, well, I've already killed myself. I love pushing my less fortunate hardware, shall we say, for this exact reason, because it is entertaining to see how well it can actually perform. Because most laptops and stuff like that now, once they get to like 5 years old or something, they start to be thrown out or sold off or things like that, and sometimes it's even newer than that. But what I want to prove with this is that old hardware isn't necessarily worthless or unusable, because I use older and less performance-oriented hardware basically every day at school and things like that. And so that's why I want to try this out. Now, overall, the Snakey Bus is not doing great. We're doing 11 FPS. 12 FPS, 14 FPS. I think we are actually running a little bit faster than that. Maybe not. I don't know. OBS isn't telling me what we're doing, so I don't know. But you can see that, yeah, it's not perfect. And yeah, it'll need some improvement. So let's move on to the next game, because Snakey Bus clearly is not working out as well, and hopefully I'll be able to use this sort of as a guide to see where games are in their hardware difficulty. Now, I have never played Half-Life before, the original Half-Life. And so I do not know how good the original Half-Life is. I've never played it before, at least not on any decent hardware. I've only ever played part of it on my PS2, and I think a little bit on PC, but not much. So we're just gonna leave all the settings as is, and we're gonna load into a new game. And we'll just see how it works. And as you can see, in our opening cutscene here, we are running at 60 FPS, which is not that big of a surprise, honestly. Now, let me see if I can bump these graphics settings up. I don't think I can actually bump it up. I think you get this, and this is what you get. This is it. This is where you get it. And that's kind of it. Which, I guess, I don't know if there's necessarily a reason to go further, because if we're running this at 60 FPS, what's the point in continuing this, I guess, because there's not really a way I can go up from here, unless I can turn, let me turn VSync off, Yeah, and you can see that we're running it at 95 FPS, 87 right now, which I think as you were to go through more graphically intensive points of the game, actually we're capping out at about 100. As you would go through more graphically intensive points of the game, you would be able to actually experience more of what the hardware is limited on doing. However, this is not pushing it that much. Okay, well, I think this has been a pretty good test, and also is taking forever to get to where I need to go, so I'm just gonna save the game. And we will move on to our next title. Our next title being Portal 2, of course. Now, I have done an entire playthrough of this game on the channel. If you'd like to check that out, I will leave a link either in the description or in the iCard. Oh, and it was quite good. I mean, I've played through Portal 2 multiple times before, however, it's still good to record it. And I did play through Portal 1 as well, which was the first time that I played through the entire game, so if you're interested in seeing that, then you can go and watch that. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm giving you a chance to go and watch that before I go into an autosave, which will inevitably be further along in the story than maybe you want to look at if you've never played the game before, or if you live under a rock, either of which is possible. And it seems like my Elgato has frozen. There we go. Okay, I've fixed my Elgato now. It's fine, it's just struggling. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is death. This is what death feels like. That pickles. Okay. But, on current settings, it looks like we are running at about 34, 37, 39, 40 FPS. High 30s to low 40s, it seems. But we're gonna go into here, and we can turn down to 1600 by 900, and we will turn down some of these things. Multi-core rendering, yes! Let's turn that on. And we'll turn these to medium as well. Okay, now we're running at 60 FPS. Which makes sense, because this game would have come out around this time, so it makes sense that a measly office laptop such as this would be able to handle this. It's doing fine for what it is intended to do, so it's working and doing good. I mean, I expected this from this laptop, that it would be able to handle Portal 2 quite well. In fact, it's doing 88 FPS right now, because I have played this on some pretty low-end hardware before with basically little to no issues, and so I am not surprised at all that it is able to play Portal 2 this easily. I mean, I guess we don't need to go any further. It seems to be running from 40 to 60 FPS, sometimes higher in better places, and so we will move on to, once again, our next title, which is going to be Spintire's Mudrunner. Alright. And for some reason it's not... The audio in this game is outputting to... For some reason, the audio in this game is outputting to the speakers, not the... What's it called? Not the Elgato, and I don't know why it's doing that. That's the smallest resolution that we can do. And you can see we're getting 40 FPS-ish. Not as good as I would have hoped, but we're getting good as I tumble down the side of the map. I think that's enough, Mudrunner. It's not giving me sound anyway. It's not being agreeable. Alright, next game. Kerbal Space Program. One of my favorite games, and will always be held in a very high regard. And for some reason, we're starting in windowed mode. Always a treat. And seeing as it is Kerbal Space Program's first time loading, it is probably going to take a minute, so we're gonna have to wait until that happens, and until it decides that it wants to load. Oh, let me go into the settings. Graphics. Can I full screen? Yep, full screen. Apply. There we go. Okay, we're gonna turn it down to... We're gonna turn everything down as high as possible. Turn everything down as high as possible. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna turn off VSync. And we're gonna turn our frame limit up as high as possible. And we're running at 720p. So we'll hit apply. Why did it change the HUD scale? I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know why it changed the HUD scaling. It's okay. And we're running at 47 FPS in the menu. This is not giving me confidence. We're just loading into one of my random save games. So I don't know why I was using the trackpad that entire time to select the options in the menu. And hey, we're running at 27 FPS, and you can hear the lovely sounds of the birds, I imagine, that are always there when you're looking at the KSP, Kerbal Space Center. And oh yes, so we're gonna try building with the touchscreen. Can I? Oh yes, hang on. Where's me nose cones? Oh, yes. How do I drag it out now? That's... You know what? We're rolling with it. It's a big nose cone, but it's fine. As long as it gets us from... Oh, it's gone now. I don't know what happened to it. How do I... Can I have the fuel tank, please? Nope. Oh, yes. That's gonna work so well. That's... Okay, we're gonna just use the mouse. There we go. It works so well. Yes, we're gonna throw this nose cone on instead. And it's just gonna be a power nugget, mate. I don't know why I decided to do accents, but we're going for it. Alright, here we go. Jeb, I hope... Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't have any astronauts. Hang on, let me just hire all of these poor souls. I wanted to put... Oh. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know what I did last time to make them all missing in action, but it's okay. Hendis Kerman. You're coming with me, buddy boy. This poor lad. He's not gonna have a good day. Oh boy. Can I move the camera around? No, I can't. Oh, I suspect because I have to hold right click to do it. Why is the bloody HUD so big? Fine, okay. And whoa. I mean, we're getting 25 FPS-ish. Once we get into space, it'll get a lot better, but... I mean, honestly, it's not that bad, all things considered. This is totally playable, because... I mean, although I shouldn't say that, because some people like to have absolutely massive creations, and this is not an absolutely massive creation, and so I imagine if you were to have one of those, it could get a bit different. If you're doing small-scale stuff, where you're just launching satellites or something, it's totally playable, especially with MechJeb, where it could fly it for you and stuff like that, then it would probably be fine. I don't know, let's try time acceleration. Let's see if it's broken. It's probably started playing the, not horrible music, but the music that is always seems to pierce your soul. Alright, let's head back down, buddy boy. Hendis. Or did I... Wait, hang on a minute. Did I make it to orbit? I did not make it to orbit, I just made a very extreme apoapsis, that's all I did. Oh no. Oh no, that's overheating bad. Oh no, I don't have a parachute. What's gonna happen? Oh, he's gonna burn up and die. Oh, he's dead now. That's not good. I'm just gonna... You know, it's fine. It's fine. Just escape. Run away. It's fine. Gone. We're gonna head into Subnautica next. We're heading into Subnautica next, and we're going to hope that it is going to turn out well. then yeah. Oh no. Oh no, we're running at 7 FPS, 6 FPS, oh dear, oh, hang on to go to the options graphics. Oh, water quality, no, not high, guess we get medium, okay, that's as low as it's gonna get. Turn off the bloom, and the dithering. I know what dithering does, and I don't actually know if turning it off is gonna help. Oh! Back to the game, I don't know, I think we're getting into the realm of unplayable, boys. Oh dear. Oh no, she's doing poorly. 7 FPS. Nah, I apologize to anybody watching from Australia as I do horrible Dank Pubs impressions. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. Oh dear, this is unplayable. It's officially unplayable, ladies and gentlemen. Holy dingus. Mighty dingus. I would not want to play through the entire game on this laptop. This poor i7. It's struggling bad. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think it's good. I don't think I need to do anything. Because that's 7 FPS. I think we can leave this. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Next up is Elite Dangerous. I don't know how well this is gonna go, but it has ran on it used to run on my dad's old Dell Inspiron 9600, which has a I don't remember what CPU in it, a GeForce 9600 or something in it, I don't remember. And so we're gonna attempt and see if it will run on here. So anyway, on to the grand finito, I think. On to the grand finale, I guess. I think finito is end or something like that, but I'm not gonna paint people. Holy dingus, I don't know why, but I think the brightness on the laptop just turned up because I have been given new eyeballs. Or rather, my retinas have been burned. So, no, not the repository, please. No. Why? Okay, so we're gonna go into the options. Now, I already turned everything to its lowest to give it a fighting chance. I did that earlier. Display mode, we're gonna go borderless. Actually, full screen, because then I can turn this down to the minimum 16:9, which is 720p. Refresh rate, we're gonna leave it at 60 Hz. Okay. Here. We're gonna start off. It's not good when I'm only getting 44 FPS in the menus. We're gonna start off on Gridsball Pure, because this is where I loaded in for 10 seconds to see if it was even... Holy dingus. No. No. Stop. This is not healthy. Why can this computer run BeamNG at 35 FPS with not even that many dips? This is not allowed, and granted, we're on a map with nothing, so I mean, it's mediocrely impressive. That's not the word. It is mediocrity? Sure, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna try a different map, though. We're gonna try West Coast, USA. We're gonna go to the highway. Let's see how playable this is. This might have to become my new school laptop if it can run BeamNG at 35 FPS consistently. Now I'm wondering what its performance would be like on Linux. It probably wouldn't be that good. It might be worse, might be better. But I'm curious as to see what it would be on Linux, because with the Steam Deck and Proton, Valve has improved game compatibility on Linux by some margin. No! Stop it! No! Come on! Come on, you miserable beast! No! Like the plate is saying, no! No, it says no texture. Please. Don't. Oh my dingus. The other laptop that I was talking about earlier, one of them, it can run old versions of BeamNG, but I doubt it could do this. And it can run old versions of BeamNG pretty okay. I'll be honest, I was expecting BeamNG to immediately crash upon entering. We're getting 12, 13, 20 FPS. It is getting 20 FPS, I think now because it is loaded completely. You can see the depth of field is quite strong. This is not okay. Why can it run it at 20 FPS? This is like if BeamNG was running on an Xbox 360. This would be totally playable. Because even if it's only running at 20 FPS, it's a smooth 20 FPS. Like, it feels like it's running at, like, 60 almost. I mean, not quite 60. It feels like it's running at, like, 40 FPS. This by far is the most impressed with this laptop. Except, there's one component about BeamNG that I'm most curious about, and that is probably going to be the crashing. We're nearly up to 25 FPS. It's quite impressive. That is the crashes, because if you know BeamNG, you know it is about vehicle simulation, and especially the soft body physics. So how's it gonna do? Not bad. Not bad at all. Can I spin the... Oh, dangus! I gotta crash the car again, because by hitting numlock, or trying to hit numlock, I accidentally hit the home button, which is integrated into 7 on the numpad. Why? Why is that where you put it? And so if I do this, I would use WASD, but WASD controls don't work in BeamNG, even though I have them bound to WASD. They've never worked. It only recognizes arrow keys for movement. So I can... And normally I would play Beam with the controller, but as we tested earlier, that's not working. Oh, power slide! Nope! Come on! Send it in the wall! We're gaming on a budget! Come on, mate! This is so impressive! Like, I don't think you understand how impressive this is to me. This laptop doesn't have another graphics card in it. It only has an i7 4720 HQ. Let me open Task Manager. Where's my audio going now? Okay, it's still going to the right place. Let me open Task Manager. It's not even breaking a sweat. It's not even breaking a sweat. It's running... The reason why it's probably running poorly in terms of CPU performance is because if you look at the GPU, it is running at 92% trying to keep up. And if I go back into full screen, where it belongs, it probably switched it. Yeah, I think it switched it back to 1080p. Hang on. Yeah, so back in 720p. And you can see, this is ridiculously impressive, and I hope anybody who knows what BeamNG is and what it can do on a good machine, I hope you realize how impressive this is, that this laptop from 2013, 2014 is able to run it at 20 FPS. I don't want to know what would happen if I were to spawn in another vehicle. We could try BeamNP. Maybe I'll see if my friends want to attempt BeamNP with me on this laptop. As in, I will join them with this laptop. And we can see what happens. I want to get something a little bit faster. See, and I know that I'm spending more time on this than I was on any of the other games, basically. But that is because it is so... This is grand finale. I was entirely expecting this laptop to fail miserably at this, and you can see it's running at 13 FPS right now, trying to catch up. But once it's caught up, I mean, it's running slower than it was with the D series, but I think the VBOS is a little bit more complicated than the D series is. But you could see it's how? I don't get how this is physically possible. Like, it's one thing to just be able to just load into the game, but to be able to process these physics and stuff like that, it is so impressive to me that this is running this good. And it should be to you as well, that this is this good. That it's ridiculous what this computer is currently accomplishing with this, and yeah, I dare not spawn in traffic, but let's try it anyway. I want to see what's gonna happen. However, I should check and see, because side note, if I go under performance, you can look at this graphics card. I mean, at minimum, it wants a 550 Ti, but recommended is a 970. I have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it wants 32 recommended, 16 minimum. It is... We have... That just... Hang on. We have 112 megabytes of VRAM. 112 megabytes. So I'm going to set these to auto, and we're going to attempt to spawn in traffic. We're running at 16 to 17 FPS. It's probably going to spawn in one car, if I had to guess. Or is it not? AI. Traffic. There it is. Spawn. Let's see if she can do it. See how many cars it decides to spawn in. If at all. 1, 2, 3. With parked vehicles. And we were running at 7, 8 FPS. 6. Oh my goodness. How is this possible? And more importantly, why is this possible? This should not be okay for this kind of performance out of this hardware. This just goes to show you, don't throw out your old hardware, because this CPU is currently only running at like 20% from earlier, from looking at it. It's probably running at more than that now, but it's only running at 20% as far as like actual computational, and then graphics is running at 90%. If you were to have a dedicated GPU with this, it would be running probably a good chunk faster, because it's not having to do all of that computational maths for the graphics. It would be able to solely do this. So I'm going to lower the resolution to 640 by 480 to a 4 by 3. Here we go. Oh no, why do you do this instead of doing normal things? Oh boy, it looks like a PS2 game now. And we're running at 17 FPS with traffic. No! This is not healthy! Why are you doing this? Hang on, I gotta turn off traffic now, and I keep dying. I don't think I can actually access this, because other UI elements are over. Below 2 gigabytes of free physical memory. Consider closing applications or reboot. Thanks, Beam. As if I didn't know this. It's telling me again. Oh, this is good. It's real good. Hang on a minute. I want to go back to... I'm going to go to grid map. And we're going to go here. Yeah, click here for details to mod. It's so low resolution. I thought that it was going to make it a square like this. I didn't realize it was just going to go and just stretch it out. That's more annoying than if it were to just make a box in the middle of the screen. In fact, I would prefer it if it made a box. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I've been recording for an hour and 5 minutes now. And, I mean, we're almost done, I figure. So, if I can just... This poor CPU is gonna hate me forever. It says it's a check mark, I don't know what's happening. Oh boy, it's running at 60 FPS! No! This is not healthy! No! Why? It should not be allowed to run at 60 FPS on on integrated graphics on a 4th gen i7. What? No! Not allowed! It's not healthy! Why is this hardware so capable? This was not what I expected from doing this. Oh, I don't know why this is so capable of running this. I mean, it looks like we're running the game on a PS2, but is it really that bad? I mean, the entire HUD takes up my entire screen almost. But if I go into UI apps, holy dingus, and I scale them all down, I can't scale down special vehicle games. It won't let me. Now look! Oh, we broke the drive shaft. Now look! This is perfectly playable. Okay, maybe not perfectly, but in terms of how it's running 54 FPS, 50, like, it's running, like, if I were to have a very low-end, like, this gaming computer could do better than this, and it's got 8700K i7, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 1080 Founders in it. And it can run the game better than this. I play it at lower frame rates on that computer when I have traffic spawned in and stuff like that. And so I'm perfectly okay with this running at 60 FPS, especially on this hardware. I'm proud of this little NV, and I'm happy that I have it. I am grinning from ear to ear right now, looking at this display with this poor D-series on it that has never been so stretched, with looking like wide Putin. That is just mind-boggling. That's a good texture right there. The textures are so high resolution. Those are all meant to be rocks, not just geometric things. There they are, now they're rocks. And granted, I'm running this on grid map, but you can still have all the fun that BeamNG has to offer on grid map, because it's got a little bit of everything, and I don't know. I think this is an excellent way to conclude the video. So, thank you so much everybody for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, and I would also like to say, comment down below on what you think I should do with this laptop, as seeing as it's fairly capable, apparently. Seeing as what I should do with this laptop, if maybe I should try a little bit of BeamNG with my friends, and see if this laptop is just gonna die with BeamNG, or if I could actually legitimately play it, because this is honestly ridiculous, but I think hilarious at the same time, and I'm really happy that I've been able to experience playing BeamNG on this laptop. So, anyway, thank you so much everybody for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, comment down below on what you would like to see me do with this laptop next. I'm pretty open to trying pretty much anything people would want me to throw at it. And yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye-bye.